The era brought a new stadium, new turf, and new fans for the USSSA Pride. But for rookie Alex Powers, it felt like coming home. She already had dreams of playing for the Pride, but when she found out they were moving from Orlando to her hometown, that sealed the deal.
I wanted to go to the Pride. My hometown is pretty convenient. It's pretty ideal. I think that I could offer the Pride a lot in the sense of, bringing fans to the games and stuff because, one, I had given lessons to many other girls growing up, and two, my aunts are teachers. My dad grew up here. We have a really good foundation of knowing a lot of people here. And when I heard that the Pride were moving to Melbourne from Orlando, which Orlando wouldn't have been bad either, but when I heard that, I was like, I am all in.
Growing up, Alex was very active. She started in dance and gymnastics. She rode bikes and skateboarded with neighborhood kids, but she really excelled in ball sports.
I definitely enjoyed them a lot better than I did the other things like the gymnastics and stuff like that. I just wasn't as into it, I guess.
Alex grew up an only child. Her parents were involved in all aspects of her athletic life, including coaching. While mom may have been her first coach, as she got older, Alex's dad stepped in when she started to become more competitive.
We always would joke I'm the son and the daughter because I'm the only kid and whatever, and I kind of play both roles for my dad and my mom. Go shopping with my mom and then get down and dirty and play sports with my dad. But my mom's like that too. She enjoys that kind of stuff and that atmosphere, the sports atmosphere. So I think it was really cool for the three of us to do it together.
Head 20 minutes south of Space Coast Stadium and you'll end up at O'Galley High School, Alex's alma mater. There's a winning tradition here, and Alex's team made history. Russ Reese, assistant coach at the time and current head coach of the Lady Commodores, remembers coaching Alex at the start of her freshman year.
When you come in as a freshman, you were expected to do a lot of the low-end things like get materials and equipment and everything and bring it all out and do those type of things, but they were all in. They wanted to do whatever the seniors and the upperclassmen wanted them to do. And my daughter was also a senior or upper class, and her and Alex got along great.
The softball program was historically really good at O'Galley. They'd been to the state tournament a lot. And so I think that was really cool to kind of go into, knowing, that they had a really good program and a good coach. And my freshman year, there were, I think, 6 or 8 seniors. And I think we were nervous at first, and I ended up going to high school with some girls that I grew up playing with, and then all 6 of us made varsity my freshman year, which was cool because it was kind of like the team was full of all freshmen and then all seniors. So there was like 2 juniors in between and maybe 1 sophomore. So I think that was pretty neat to see older girls reach out and help us younger girls kind of learn just the ropes and kind of figure out our ways and stuff. We had a good high school career. I think we won a state championship my junior year.
Those teams, we could hit 1 through 9 in the lineup. There was no gaps where you had players that couldn't, perform.
That competitive nature and strong work ethic paid off. Alex was bound to play college at a Division I program.
I never had an intention of being, any kind of athlete of the year, player of the year, anything like that. It was always just like I wanted to compete, and if I could hang with other people, then I knew that I was good enough. And I think that's kind of what drove me. And then, Florida State is a great place to be. I really enjoyed my time there.
College proved to be the ultimate test mentally and physically. Alex suffered not 1, but 2 ACL tears that changed the course of her college career.
I went through and played the entire fall of my freshman year. So that was 2012. So from October to the end of November, we had team practice, games, all that kind of stuff. Played, did well, learned a lot. And then I was in the last team practice. I was running through first base. We were doing a drill where if it was an overthrow, you have to kind of peek to the fence and see if the ball gets by. And if it does, you can take off and go to second. If the first baseman catches the ball, you obviously just come back to first. And so the ball got by the first baseman, and I went and planted to go to second base. And as I planted my right leg, my body turned and my leg didn't. So I just remember it popped, and I had never heard anything like it. And I just laid there, and I just looked at my coach. I said, my knee just popped. We decided to do surgery a couple weeks later, and then I would redshirt my freshman year. I worked out a lot that next summer and really trained hard. and I was really excited for the following year, which would be my redshirt freshman year of school again. And so I came back that year, and I was working out. Everything started out great. I was strong, I was healthy. I would wear a knee brace when I lifted and practiced and stuff, just to be safe. And so the first team practice that year, it was the end of September this time. I was in a pickle drill between third and home, and I was running back and forth between the bases, and my left leg this time gave out. And I remember it was a completely different feeling. On this one, I fell to the ground. My knee just felt like it cracked, kind of like, you know, when your bones crack a little bit or your joints crack. That's what it felt like. I got up and I walked off. I remember my leg was really unstable. In the beginning, I was mad, and then I was frustrated, and then I got over it quickly, and I decided to have surgery that next week because this time we didn't want to wait. I didn't want to redshirt again, couldn't do it. So I decided to do a different procedure than my first one. I used my patellar tendon for my second knee, which the doctor said would allow me to hit recovery and hit rehab a little harder initially, but would probably come with tendonitis along the way, and didn't care. I just said, yeah, like, we'll do that, you know. I wanted anything to be able to just try to play again as quickly as possible.
She's fully recovered now, but some things will never be the same as they were before the injuries.
I literally had to learn how to re-walk and rerun and things like that, because when you're injured like that, like, you get gaits in your walking, you get gaits in your running, which means you kind of favor the certain leg, and you don't do it on purpose. Like, I tried so hard not to, but it happens because it's just your body's way of compensating for any pain to try to protect you. But I definitely think I've become stronger because I had to relearn stuff. So because I had to relearn how to run the right way, because I had to relearn how to lift the right way, I didn't have old habits anymore. So I think it allowed me to increase my strength and my speed and things like that. But I definitely do have a little bit more consequences, I guess. So for instance, if I go on long runs, which I like to go on long runs now that I'm older and don't have to do it for competition, but if I go on a 4 or 5 mile run, I think the next day I don't really do anything because my legs are so achy. My joints like hurt so badly, but I like to do the run, so I do it anyways.
It didn't stop her. Senior year, Alex was named ACC Player of the Year in 2016. The following year, her redshirt senior year, Alex was rewarded for her work in the classroom as the ACC Scholar Athlete of the Year. It was this work ethic and competitiveness that caught the attention of her college coaches and USSSA Pride Assistant General Manager and former catcher Megan Willis.
She's an excellent ball player, first of all. She was the ACC Player of the Year. I think everyone's list is going to go through all the top programs, and probably any senior that's a Player of the Year automatically going to be in there. Any senior that's a top 50, up for the top 50 Player of the Year award at the end of the year, going to be on there. And her stats were incredible. She played for Florida State. Lonnie Alameda was our coach the year before, so 2016, yes. So you know that they were going to give some insight on the players coming out, their senior class. Travis Wilson as well has been an assistant a couple years, so hearing his input. So we had a lot of information on her. But I have to think not only all of that was great, the big selling point, she's from Brevard County, she's from Melbourne, right down the street, and knowing that we were going to have our own complex here, we're going to be playing home games here, we really needed a hometown hero.
You know, you've got hometown kids like Alex, and they draw a crowd. I've went to a few of the Pride games, and there's a lot of girls out there, and they've all got Alex's t-shirt, and you know, it's pretty exciting, and it's really got to be really exciting for Alex.
Entering her peak athletic years, Alex has the opportunity to do what most female athletes dream of, playing the sport she loves as a professional. That decision isn't always as black and white as signing and not signing a pro contract. Outside of being a professional softball player, most women have day jobs to support themselves. Megan Willis understands this. It was a decision she herself had to make when she was playing.
Of course, would I love to be able to pay our athletes enough that they don't have to, that their sole concern is gearing up for season and playing the best ball that they can, absolutely. But all goes down to. We've got to make sure we're not always in the hole every single year.
It was not a question to begin with. I knew that if I wanted to, I could use my NPF salary and my USSSA salary as a good base and then work my butt off to do lessons or even get a job that I wasn't necessarily crazy about in the meantime to make money because I wanted to play that badly.
As far as a day job goes, Alex doesn't have to go too far from her home field. She works in the USSSA front office.
What I love about Alex is she's a go-getter. You can tell that she wants to learn, she wants to know more. You know, she's here working with us, but she's also interning with us too. And I think this is great for her background. She wants to get into sports marketing. I think she wants to dabble almost in everything, and what a better company to do that with. And now she's learning not just the ins and outs of how to run tournaments, but now she's learning more than just fast pitch. Understanding USSSA is slow pitch, is baseball, is soccer, is basketball. There's so many different aspects, and what exactly does she want to be a part of?
She also gives lessons on the side, so she's seen the growth and development of the youth fast pitch game.
I think softball has definitely grown a lot in its popularity. I also think the level of talent has grown. There's a lot more talented kids out there, which is really good for the sport. I also think specifically for the USSSA Pride, it's important to be somewhere like Melbourne, Florida, because it is a town of a lot of families. So it's not your typical maybe college town where there's a lot of 20-something-year-olds out there. Like, it is a town where there's parents and there's young children, and the young children can come to the games and watch these older, experienced, really talented girls play and hope to want to be like them one day. And I think it's a really good foundation for the league to grow.
Well, they're getting a lot more attention now. The dedication level at the top is great. I mean, the facilities are better, the equipment's better, everything that they do, they've got videos and they've got people breaking down their swings and, you know, that type of thing that back in the day that you didn't have all those specialty items and stuff, and then places to go to, you know, to learn to hit better, and then they've got the agility drills and speed drills and all these things that really help out.
For the future of softball, both Alex and Megan want to see women working as professional athletes as their full-time job.
I would definitely love to see more teams in the league in the future. I would love girls, to have girls the opportunity to make this kind of their job, their career.
What I see it really growing at is just the excitement in the league from the rookies, from the college players, actually watching, talking, wanting to be a part of it. That's what's changed the most in my eyes, because when I was drafted, I didn't even know there was a draft. I didn't know this was an opportunity. I didn't know this was a possibility. It definitely wasn't a goal of mine because I just didn't know about it. And now when you see these athletes and you're starting maybe to talk to their coaches, to recruit them and see what they're interested in, it's almost like the coaches are contacting us. Hey, just so you know, so-and-so is ready to play. So-and-so really wants the opportunity to play. And so that's the biggest change that I've seen with this league. A lot of that has to do with, I think, technology. At first, it's yes, getting on TV, but nowadays, TV is not your only option. You get to stream. So now the fact that you can be in front of a lot more people has helped, you know, just generate more excitement about the league. I think social media has a lot to do with that too.
Some of the best advice that I have been given is probably to just be yourself. No matter what it is that you bring. If you are, you know, like athletic-wise, if you're an intense competitor, if you are that gamer who's just like all in and zoned in, like be that. If you are kind of the goofy, lighthearted, but still competitive player, be that. If you are just the even-keeled, you know, teammate and somebody that people can come to all the time and you're just always approachable, be that. Like, be who you are and don't try to be what, like, don't conform to what you're around. I think that so many times, especially young females, try to be something they're not, both, again, literally and figuratively, whether it's something they wear or something they say. I think having our own opinions, our own beliefs, our own just ideas is really important for us and for the growth of female athletics as a whole. So I think just being yourself and being comfortable being yourself is really going to take you a long way, because the world needs you. The world doesn't need a bunch of other people. Like, it needs you, and it needs you to be fully yourself, fully comfortable, fully confident, and just do what it is that you do. Like, offer what you can. And I think we sometimes get so consumed with what we get in return and what we're going to take rather than just what we can give. And when you give a lot, I think there's a lot to be received.